Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all doing well. And if you saw my previous post, I said I'm going live to make my chicken soup today. I wanted to show you what I do. This is a recipe that is very close to my heart because it's something that my mother used to always make for us when we were kids coming home from school, and I would always look forward to a hot bowl of chicken soup. So I have continued that tradition with my kids, and thankfully they like my soup. So here's what you do. Now, I have been buying a rotisserie chicken weekly. I'm sure many of you are too, because it's a very easy weeknight meal. You can do so much with rotisserie chicken. So usually what happens in my house is my kids eat the legs and the wings and the thighs. The breast meat I usually make chicken salad with. And then you have this beautiful carcass full of flavor. Don't throw that out. Make a soup with it or a stock. Now, if you don't like soup, you could still use the stock and make it with risotto or any other recipe that calls for stock. It's homemade, it'll taste great. So one other thing, I'm wearing my mom's bracelet. I actually made this for her when I was in my knitting stage. She loved purple, so I am wearing that today since I'm making her soup. So anyway, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this rotisserie chicken and just pick it up. It's already picked off. Don't worry if there's some skin on there. You can take that all off if you want, but I feel like it just adds so much flavor to this broth. So I take off most of the skin, leave whatever's on there. There's still some chicken on there. And I'm gonna take a celery stalk. Now I'm using about, I don't know how big this is, what the quart size is, but I think it fits about 10 cups of water. So you wanna just get a really big soup stock, whatever, stick it in there. I use one celery stalk. It doesn't fit, so I'm gonna cut it in half. And I like to just take off the end. I wish rats ate that because I just gave it to them, but I don't think they do. Yes, we have two rats. 2 rats, 2 cats. We are creating Noah's Ark in our house. Hopefully we're done with animals. Then you're gonna take a carrot stalk or stick. I peeled it first. Again, that fits in, I'm gonna leave it in whole. I like to leave them whole because it's easier to strain out the vegetables, and I'm gonna tell you what I do with those at the end. You're gonna take 1 yellow onion. Just take this, and you don't have to do much with it. I'm just gonna cut that. I'm gonna cut the end off. There, can you see that? Take that, and then I'm gonna just, as I learned from Rachel Ray, use my garbage bowl next to me, shed the outer layer, and I'm just going to put the wrappers in there. There. Can you see my book of Stanley Tucci back there? Hey Stanley, how you doing? If anyone knows Stanley Tucci, I really want to cook with him someday. I heard his new Italy series is on, again, HBO Max. I don't have that, but I gotta try to find it. Okay, so you're just gonna stick this whole thing in there. I like to use a garlic clove. That's a trick to get the skin off. You just bang it with a knife. Comes right off, easy peasy, throw it in whole. Because again, you're gonna strain all this out. I also use 2 chicken bouillon cubes. This adds a ton of flavor. So add 1 and they melt down when it boils. But just get yourself some chicken bouillon cubes anywhere. It doesn't matter what brand. See, they look like that. Throw that in there. I love to add adobo. Now, normally I do this. I'm gonna fill this with water first so I can show you how far I filled it. And I have do you have a pot filler in your house? I love this thing. It's the best thing ever, pot filler. It's so easy. We make a lot of pasta here, so I use it almost every day. But you're just gonna fill it with water, cover the whole thing. Hopefully you're listening to some music while you're waiting. Sorry about that. But I just want to fill it first before I add all the seasoning. Okay, there we go. See how it's filled to the top almost? It's gonna boil, so you don't wanna go too high. But so now is when I add my seasoning. So I love using adobo. This is all-purpose seasoning, and I'm so sorry, I don't measure. I'm guessing I use about 1/4 cup. Ooh, that's probably good. And then I'm gonna add some salt. I eyeball it. And some pepper. Now, this part is fine. You're still, when this is all done, you're gonna still taste it for seasoning. Sometimes you may have to add a little bit more salt later. So we're gonna boil this for 90 minutes. Bring it to a boil first, then cover, and then simmer. Put it on simmer so it doesn't overboil, but you still want it to be kind of boiling, and leave it for 90 minutes. Then the secret sauce, what I do, because my kids don't like chopped up vegetables, and if I can show you this later, I will. I strain everything out when it's cooked, take the chicken carcass out. You can go put it in the woods if you have them behind you to feed the animals, or throw it out. Strain all the vegetables, put them in here with a little bit of the broth, okay? Just enough to cover the vegetables, and you're going to puree the vegetables. Don't do it when the broth is steaming hot because it has a tendency of exploding and you'll burn yourself. So let it cool down a little bit, then blend it. And then you bring this broth back up to boil. You're gonna taste it first, see if you need a little bit more salt and pepper to your liking. Boil it, and boil it with your favorite pasta. In our house, we like small pasta for this soup, either Ditalini, orzo, or you can use tubatini. Hi, that's Manicotti, he's meowing. Yeah, his name's Manicotti. He's so cute. Any type of small, sometimes I use shells. And then you're gonna bring this back to a boil, put the pasta in, and just before the pasta's done, I add the pureed vegetables back in there. It's gonna make it look a little bit orange because of the carrots, but it tastes so good. So my younger son, Marco, just said to me yesterday, he goes, Mom, can you teach me how to make this soup so I always know how to make it? I mean, that just melted my heart. So let's hope he continues with that. But anyway, this is my soup. If you make it, let me know. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you stay warm today. It is very cold here in New Jersey. That's it. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all soon.